What's up, guys? So today I'm going to be recording a video on how to manage weight, gain weight, reduce weight, depending on if you're skinny, if you're overweight, if you're because if you're overweight, most people usually want to go on a diet to lose weight, but there's some diets to gain weight, and there's a lot of people out there who are a little on the skinnier side. A lot of my friends are on the skinnier side, and they need to gain some weight. So I hope this video will help out with that. This video is going to clarify which diets are good, which diets are bad. I'm going to try to go over some examples, some popular ones, so you can get a good idea on what you should focus on to go on with the first video that I made, which was all about workout plans and how to get your workout plans done. This diet video will provide you with more information on how to go in tandem with that to gain more muscle, to gain more endurance, more cardio. There's different types of foods that you can eat for that too. So I hope this video helps out with that. If you guys have seen, I've improved my setup a little bit. I have my mic, good, looks good. I have my camera, which was not working for some reason. I don't know why it wasn't working before on my computer, but I got it to work now, so I hope that helps out. So with all that said, let's get to the rest of the video. Okay, guys, so the main issue with most diets in gaining and losing weight are that people don't understand the laws of thermodynamics. Whenever you're living, basically, whenever you're doing anything, you burn or lose a certain amount. You burn or lose, a certain amount of calories. So there's a certain amount of calories that, on average, you burn a day. This is your maintenance level calorie rate, burning calorie rate. So everybody has this. Everybody's going to burn a certain amount of calories during the day. Depends on your height, your weight, your activity levels. You can increase the amount of calories you burn through cardio and other activities by a decent margin, which is good. A lot of people out there think that there's some sort of genetic factor in this. There's no genetic factor in this. 99.9% of the time, you either burn a certain amount of calories and you lose a certain amount of weight, or you eat a certain amount of calories and you gain a certain amount of weight because you don't pay attention, or you just eat too much, or you're just not active enough. And if you gain a certain amount of weight, it's not genetic, it's on you. You can probably tell, because if you really think about it, your ancestors, how would they be able to hunt or eat or survive if they were all obese? That doesn't make any sense. And there's a lot of people out there who think it's genetic, which it's not. You do not gain a certain amount of weight and just keep it. It's your fault. You have to lock in, you have to focus, you have to train, or you have to work out, or you just have to eat less. Honestly, that's the easy solution. It's not that hard if you eat less compared to working out. Working out and burning calories and doing cardio is actually a lot harder than just not eating. Although there are some difficulties with not eating, which I'm going to get to right now in this video. Okay, guys, so some of these things that make it hard for you to maintain a diet are hunger hormones like leptin, ghrelin, and cortisol. These hunger hormones typically increase when you're on a diet because you're hungry. Your body doesn't want you to die, so it tells you to eat more food because it can tell that you're not eating enough food, and it wants you to go out, find food, hunt, find it, get it, eat it. This can make it hard for some people who are already overweight because their bodies are actually happy to be overweight, because when you're overweight, you have so many calories that you're gonna survive. It makes your body it has a higher level of surviving in the wild because you don't need to go and hunt or risk yourself getting hurt to go get food because you're already obese. You already have so much food in you. So these hunger hormones like ghrelin, ghrelin's the main one, leptin and cortisol, these things increase whenever you're not eating. This is really bad and makes it really hard for you to stick with the diet. And that's why diets are best done by decreasing the calorie intake by just about 100 calories below your maintenance level. At this rate, it makes it possible for you to lose weight consistently and not want to gain it back, because there's a lot of times where people lose a bunch of weight really fast, and what happens is that they maintain it for, let's say, a week or 2-3 weeks after they lost 30-40 pounds, and then they just gain it all back in a month because their ghrelin and cortisol levels go crazy. And unless you can maintain that weight for a decent amount of time, your cortisol and your ghrelin is just gonna go through the roof, and you're gonna want to eat everything you see, and it's gonna be hard. There's only a certain amount of willpower that everybody has. So the best way to maintain weight loss is to eat less, but eat less at a certain amount. Not just like starve yourself completely. You need to control the amount of food you're eating, and it also helps if you have higher muscle to fat ratio. If you have more muscle, your body's more fit. It makes it easier to burn calories because you burn more calories through a pound of muscle than a pound of fat, which helps out also with diet. So working out will also help, although I'd say about in losing weight, weightlifting and that type of stuff will only play about 20% impact, only have about 20% impact on the amount of weight you lose, and the diet will have about 80% of the impact, along with cardio. I'm putting cardio and weight in the same category. So cardio with weightlifting will only probably affect your diet or your weight loss journey by about 20%. If you separate it to weightlifting and cardio, I'm gonna guess that cardio has 15% and weightlifting has 5%. So it's mostly just about eating less if you want to lose weight, or eating more if you want to gain weight. Because there's some people out there. A lot of my friends are really skinny. They need to gain weight. Gaining weight is actually probably a little bit easier than losing weight. Well, actually, no. In terms of gaining muscle, it's not. But gaining weight isn't that hard. Everybody can gain weight. The only thing is that whenever you're gaining weight, if you want it to be muscle, you need to gain weight slowly, and you can't gain weight fast. That I'm gonna probably have to get to more in depth later in the video. But for right now, let me show you guys how I find my maintenance calorie weight rate through the use of a calculator that I like to use here, which I'm going to show you guys in just a minute. Guys, so this is the tool that I use to measure my intake of calories, or the amount I need to reduce if I want to lose weight. But I'm trying to gain weight, I'm trying to bulk up. So I'm going to use this as an example to show you guys. I'm going to use my measurements, my age, my guy. Hope that's obvious. About 160, I'd say, close to 160, 165. Actually, no, probably close to 165. So I weigh myself now. Let's do 62.5. I want to be accurate here. Okay, moderate exercise 4 to 5 times a week. It's pretty much me right there. So here I use this calculate. So this is my maintenance calorie rate, a little bit above average for a guy, 2,761. If I want to lose calories, this is how much I need to eat. This would be what I recommend for most people, because 0.5 pounds loss a week is 2 pounds a month, which then is about 24 pounds in a year. So even though this might not look like a big decrease, just 200 calories less a day. If I did this in a year, I'd be 24 pounds lighter if I just ate 10% less. Although this would change as I weighed myself, so I'd have to change this. I have to use this calculator more and more often. Here are different examples. If you want to get real big difference weight loss, do this. Extreme weight loss, I could do this. Highly do not recommend this. I always recommend that you only do the mild one. Mild one is pretty good, honestly. You don't really change in weight you'll see over time. Like if you weigh 300 pounds, if you follow this, let's say hypothetically it'll take maybe a year, 2-3 years, 4 years before you lose like all the weight you need to lose. Depends on your height too, because if you're really tall, you're going to want to weigh more. 300 pounds for a 6'4" person is different. Everything depends. But sometimes in severe cases, I recommend this one. But I've never ever had to recommend this one to anyone of my friends or anyone. This gives you a good idea of how you would do it, and this can make life a lot easier. Using this example, the extreme weight loss one here, I could show you. So through the regular work days, you eat a lot less, but the calories, they can be measured in the amount you eat in a day, or the amount you eat in a week, or the amount you eat in a month. So as long as you average it out using this, so let's say it's 2,511. Okay, here I have a different type of calculator. So if you see here, I can calculate. Let me see, how much was this? So I have 2,511. Can't even highlight it. 2,511. So if I put this here for a month, 2,511, about 31 days in most months. Oh shoot. Times 31. I'd have 77,841 calories to work with in the month. So what I could do here is that I could organize this like this thing did, where I have some days where I eat a lot less calories, but then on the weekends when I'm with my friends or we're doing something, I can eat a lot more calories. There's another, let me see here. So if you want to gain calories, what I would do is that I could do the opposite of this. So you see how here it says you need to be eating 9% less what I do is that I get 9% of whatever this is, which this is 2,761, which is what I do. 2,761, 761 divided by 100 multiplied by 9. Now I add this to 2,700. 2,761, yeah. And this is how much I eat to make sure I gain weight, because I want to gain weight. I want to gain about 2 pounds a month, which makes sure that I gain muscle and I don't gain too much fat. So if I ate too much, it'd be really bad, and I ate too much fat, and then I'd look bad, like obese. So that's not good. So I highly recommend this. I'm gonna leave a link for this calculator. Even though it's not 100% accurate, it gives pretty decent estimates, and I've been following it, and I've had good results with it. So I'm gonna recommend it to you guys. If you guys want to follow this will help you out with losing and gaining weight, make your life a lot easier. So let's get back to the other diets that I wanted to speak about in this video. We're going to see how those diets play a role. So let's go to that. So right now I'm going to be covering the ketogenic diet. So the keto diet is one of the most popular diets, and for good reason, honestly. It tells you to eat less carbs and eat higher in healthy fats and increase your protein intake. I can get why people like this diet, because if you can follow it, it actually helps out, because it tells you to eat recommends mostly eating fish food and a lot of eggs, and these are high in good proteins and healthy fats, like the omega-3 fatty acids. So this diet does have its benefits, although the key issues with this diet is that it's low on carbs. Carbs are a big factor in ghrelin and leptin and cortisol rates. So if you eat a very few amount of carbs, you're going to get a lot of ghrelin. You should not be avoiding carbs as much as it says so in this diet. Carbs are not the enemy. You want to have some carbs in your diet to make sure you gain and lose weight and keep it off, or gain healthy, because carbs are necessary. There's a lot of people who do not eat enough carbs when they're following a diet. There's a lot of people who eat carbs, too many carbs, but I do not recommend for you to completely eliminate carbs out of a diet, and this is very strict on carbs with only 10% carbs. So I'd decrease the fat a little bit, because 70% is quite a lot. I'd decrease the fat a little bit, increase the protein, increase the carbs by about 10%. So I'd put 10%, so 20% carbs, say about 40% protein, 40% fat, and as long as it's healthy fats from fish and stuff, this diet could be used properly, although it's not used as properly as it should. Most people don't follow it right. So this diet, I'd give it probably about 8 out of 10. Pretty good, not that bad. But some people do it wrong. They eat too few carbs, or they don't do it wrong. They eat too few carbs and they just hate themselves, but they somehow manage to do it. So to make life easier on you, I'd recommend you to bit more carbs, increase the protein intake. But for the most part, this is a pretty solid diet. Pretty solid. So this is the carnivore diet, another very popular diet. As you can see here, I'm using Wikipedia. Some people don't like it, but for the purposes of this video, I already looked through the article. It's fairly accurate. So the carnivore diet is zero carbs, high in protein, animal protein diet. The protein is a big benefit. It's good. You're getting a lot of protein, which is good, and then you're getting it from a lot of good sources. A lot of animal proteins are such as meat and eggs and dairy. Those are good proteins. Those have a lot of essential amino acids, which you need for growth, muscle growth, and general growth. So this looks good, this part where it's a lot of protein. But the main issue with this diet is that it's a zero carb diet. And this is the big issue. This is a big issue with the carnivore diet. Zero carb diets are very, 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 very hard to stick to. They give you lower energy rates. It's good that it has high protein, but it's really hard to maintain a zero carb diet. You can see a bunch of history stuff, not important. There's a lot of animal-based proteins, but the main issue here is that vegetables, grains, nuts, and all fruits are strictly excluded. This makes it really, really, really hard to follow, and it makes you miss a lot of very important micronutrients, which you can also see here. levels of LDL cholesterol, cardiovascular disease, and it really impairs your ability to get a lot of essential nutrients and vitamins. So I highly don't recommend this diet at all. I just recommend to this is not a good diet. If I had to rate this diet, I'd say it's about a 4 out of 10. It's not a good diet, so do not follow this one. It's bad. No. It's the vegetarian diet. You're only allowed to eat in this diet vegetables and fruits. You're completely not allowed to eat any. Let me shorten up my little camera here thing so you guys can see better. Fix it closer to the corner. So you're not allowed to eat any meats, no poultry, no seafood, no insects, no flesh of any other animal. Only fruits and vegetables, which in this case, a lot of people have been, this is one of the most popular diets. A lot of people have been switching to vegan diets in the past few years. This has been a big staple of the 2000s. This diet has some key issues, such as not being able to get some of your vitamins, some necessary vitamins you're not allowed to get. It makes it really hard for you to get some proteins because it's harder to get proteins from vegetables. There's some good sources of vegetable protein, such as hummus, such as almonds. There's some people who like to take almond milk is a good milk substitute, but it doesn't really beat the real thing. So there's some issues with this diet, but it allows for carbs, which is good. You can, if you work hard enough, get enough protein in. So I'd give this diet about a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. It's better than the carnivore diet because you get more vitamins in general. You're still missing some vitamins. Point of vitamins here, it says vitamin B12 is kind of hard to get because of the absence of eggs and dairy products. But in general, here so you guys can see what I was looking at. In general, it makes it kind of hard to stick to because it's vegetables and fruits and a lot of people not into that. So I'd give this diet, like I said, I was going to say 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. Pretty decent, not that good. So that's about it. Hello guys, so that's going to be the end of this video. I hope you liked it, hope you enjoyed. This is going to be a little different from both of the videos that I did before. I'm trying to experiment, trying to see what works best, what doesn't work. The last video clearly did not work as good as the first video, so I'm trying to improve there. I saw that the first video I put a lot of editing in it, so I tried to do a little bit more editing in this video to see if that works, see if that makes better audio, better audience retention. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, put any comments, I'll answer them as soon as I get a chance. Thanks for watching guys, that's it, bye bye.